Okay. Let's just start going. We're gonna finish this up. A lot of what this one is doing, I am playing with the inking a lot more on this one. Just trying to figure this out. Figure out my new method. Like this needs to come up. 'Cause that's just trying to like I'm continuously working on how I want to do this stuff. I'm always trying to think of the shapes, the shape language. And that kind of fun stuff. Like here, in the nose over here. Always trying to think about how the forms are done, right? Because like because my light source is more or less coming, I've got it coming in from this direction, right? Which means I'm trying to think about how the light hits here. Light's gonna hit here. How the forms are turning. And that kind of stuff. That's what I'm trying to constantly keep in mind. We're really pushing this guy heavy into shadow, you know? Thank you very much. I've been happy with this one so far. We got a comment. We got a comment on the old TikToks. Sorry, I want to get back to illustrating why we're all here. I'm trying a lot of new stuff with this one, I feel like. A lot of new techniques. So Shades can forgive me. Because I'm like, I don't know if I like the mixing of like this heavy brush style over here against this kind of graphic style here. I haven't really decided if that looks right or if it looks weird. I think in part I'm just gonna roll with it and see how it goes. Sorry, I know I keep like putting the character like way over here in the corner. Cause I like this like really like brush one. For these kinds of turns, like what I've got going on up in around the collar area, like all these areas in here. I like it for that turn. Keep messing around with just different brushes because I really like all of these brush pins. Oh, you know what? Here we go. I think this is one of the things. So like over here, you see how like really clean those lines are, but if I use this one, it kind of dirties it up a bit. And I think that's good for making it match this over here. Yeah, I think it helps, since it helps break it up and make it not so clean. It matches the other work that I'm doing, which is important. For, style-wise, it just makes more sense. Shadow underneath this hat. Because this whole hat needs to kind of throw this area in shadow, doesn't it? Yeah, there's a lot of different scams that happen with illustrators where they'll, want to, they'll start a conversation. Hey, but let's take this off platform, and then they'll say, hey, we're going to use some like payment system you've never heard of before. And of course, a lot of it is kind of check scams or overpayment scams. So they'll overpay you. And they're like, oh man, we only meant to send you the 1,600. We accidentally sent you 2,000. Can you send back the 400? And so it overdraws accounts and all that kind of stuff. We're going to add some more detail-y things, I think, to this real quick. What do you think? See, I don't like how... Because I want, like... I want to be able to... come on, where are you? There you are. Texture density, particle size. Because even if I make the brush that... See how the brush size doesn't seem to matter? That's what I'm so confused about this thing sometimes. Particle size? Is that what it is? Oh, interesting. So it's particle size then, and it's not... I'm so confused. How this works. I don't know if y'all can see what's going on. Oops, lost you for a second. Oh, am I back? Did I lose some packets? Really stepping out, doing some different stuff with this one. For good or worse, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta play. And it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. One thing that as I've gone back and I've watched some of these streams, I'm like, is it weird to be looking at the top of my head? Because I feel like in a way it's weird to be watching a stream of the top of somebody's head. Suppose I could try to put the camera in a different spot. You'd almost need a camera like down here. I could look at y'all like off to the side. Back here, look over, hi, blah, blah, blah. But then I'd have to look up here for comments, for chat. How do I reset this brush? Reset? Okay. Sometimes you just gotta reset that brush after you fuck it up. Oh, there was something I was gonna do right before this. Oh, let's just keep this brush going. Is that right? Ooh, hold on. That's ooh, y'all. That area right here. That's a good area. That's a good ink job right there. I like that. I like how that turned out. That's hitting those forms of the face just right. I've been watching a lot of, inkers, some really great illustrators and stuff like that, comic book illustrators, and just trying to get there. So, like, one of the things they talk about is when you're inking something, the long strokes like this describes a long, something that has a big curve, and then something with short strokes is a sharper curve. And that's something I'm trying to keep in mind when I'm doing this stuff. So, to put that into perspective, if it's a box where you have this very sharp curve right here, the shading on it shouldn't go very far to describe that turn. Short and quick. Like, even that might be too long. But something rounded, you would have a longer. So those are things I'm trying to keep in mind with a lot of this stuff. Is like, how big is this curve? How short is this curve? That kind of thing. And because it's like, I feel like, I don't know if I think this is if that's too long, or if I should shorten this area up some. Is this even a necessary? Because I think about that line over there. Because, like, this is a good example of, like, how this is a pretty steep curve. That's now that I think about it, if my light source is like I said, is coming from this direction, it doesn't make any sense for, like, this is more of a light source on the nose that's coming from straight down. So yeah, I don't think it's actually describing this correctly. Let's get rid of it. And instead, what we should do is get what it's trying to describe is this turn there. Is that correct? Does that feel more correct to you? Because I feel like I need to carry it slightly into that shadow. As it's getting a little bit of the bounce light. Bounce light being kind of a light that is being caught from, a source over here as the light hits, like, as the light hits this part of the nose, there is a certain amount of it being bounced back into the backside there. that you kind of have to consider. I think that's better. It's not precisely what I want. Hey, Penny, good morning. Welcome, welcome. We are finishing up this little picture here for Shades Corvid. Just got to put this skull on over here, and then we will be good to start putting... Did everybody get a lot of candy? Kiddo got to go trick-or-treat with a couple of her friends. I got to walk around as Senshi, and I gave their parents food. 50% because I was in character, and 50% because that's who I am as a person. I love it. I've seen that potato is becoming a new trend. Have y'all heard about the potato trend? So what some houses have been doing recently is offering people the choice. You get candy or a potato. And apparently a lot of kids are choosing the potato over the candy. And like one friend said he didn't have the potatoes this year, and the kids were really upset. And he was like, I've learned my lesson. I need to make sure I've got the potatoes handy. Whatever you do, don't forget the potatoes. I wonder if it's cheaper. Is it cheaper to hand out potatoes than it is to hand out candy? Certainly healthier, right? Yeah, for other people, I don't know if you're here, Penny. I was talking about how this morning I got a message from somebody on ArtStation that was like, "Hey, we love your style. We'd love to hire you for a project. It's $1,600 per piece, and it's 6 pieces." And it's like, scam. So I was like, well, let me just send it to some friends of mine. I don't know, it says business talent manager. They have 0 followers and following 0 people. Well, it's saying, I would be glad to email you comprehensive details or even samples from a rough sketches to enhance and assist your vision as to styles and concept. Please reach out to me. I will be back to you in time. How do you get a business? Because they have a business tag. ArtStation requires tags to be used on content. Hashtags for artists. Let's at least entertain, right? Let's right, and it's like, is it that easy? That's what I'm curious about. Is it that easy to get just the business tag, or does it require something? Any proof? Well, I believe you'd be the perfect choice for the Musical Illustration Commission. So we'll see. I have such a specific style that sometimes I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Do you think you really want me? I'm not saying you don't, but it's very specific. Exactly, especially not on ArtStation. My Kara is way more active than my art station. Oh no! I like it well enough. Ooh. Did you have much on there? Or... That's understandable. It's one of those things, like... It's good for what I need it to do. I need some... Other than my Ko-fi page, I need some other kind of just, like, quick way to send people... updates or send people a portfolio. Here, here's my Kara portfolio. So it works. You did the smart thing and just primarily use the Win Sunday Games account. I have my own account plus a... I'm trying to... There are certain things that I just use my, like, Jeffrey and Baker kind of professional name for, and there's other things I use Win Sunday Games for. Just depends on the project. Like, how do I want this project to be associated with Win Sunday Games? Or not, is really what it comes down to. Alright, let's get back to illustrating. Okay, so we just gotta ink out this cool bow thing on the back here. And then we will be ready for color. Got up that stabilization, bro. Oh, stabilization's already at 100%. I will say that Clip Studio's stabilization versus Procreate's does leave a lot to be desired. There we go. Most of it's gonna be thrown in the shadow, though. So here we're working on this wood. I had talked about this art technique before, but now I can really kind of show it off more. Sometimes when you want to, I kind of did it over here, but I can show where I've got this black line. Oh, sorry. I've got this black line of the wood grain going into a shadow. And so one thing I can do is once it hits that part, I can let me use this one. I can bring it into the shadow and have it cut in. To continue that wood grain, to make it look like it's in the wood there. That's a fun technique I always like to incorporate when I can. It makes it really look like it's a shadow. Pay the bills and take care of your family first, and give us some extra time if you got it. I feel like I have extra time. Well, one thing is what I keep looking at Dragonbane and be like, I should run that for the Academy. I need to run that for the Academy. Because it gives me an excuse. Because I've owned Dragonbane for so long. There's not a reason not to be running it. Right. And Jack has even, I think, agreed to like run stuff for me. Actually, I own the Magnus Archives now, and that's really probably what I should run next. Let's see what we got going on. All right. I think that that should do what we need it to do. I think we're there. Let's turn on our paper layer. I think we're there. Oh, stretch. Can I do the color in what? 45 minutes? 35 minutes? Color is something I seem to struggle with unless I'm starting with color and not doing line art. I'll tell you what. The doing CMYK, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, has been really helpful with color. And what do I mean by that is like literally just limiting myself to those 4 colors has been a lot of fun and kind of opens your mind up a little bit to be like, what is color? How do I need to bring colors together to make, something? How do they interact with each other? And it's that whole thing where it's like, hey, if you limit yourself, sometimes that creativity lets you blossom a lot more and pushes you. So I would recommend it. Like, just limit yourself to a certain color range and see what you can get out of it. Sometimes I just block things out with color, then I do art digitally, and I just slowly add details to the shape and generally avoiding doing outlines. I mean, that's a legit way of doing art. I feel like it's a closer way of doing acrylics. Yeah. I mean, that's what they tell you, even in digital painting. You block out your shapes with the color first. You just, where's your shadow? Where's your highlights? I mean, I think if you do a lot of acrylics, I think your digital skills would transfer over more than maybe you think. But yeah, like let's talk through this. So if I'm looking at this thing, anything that's metal, let me jump over here to my craft. So I'm limited to all of these colors here, right? And if it's metal, the paper's white. So we know that our base color here is white. And I'm just going to throw in this cyan, a very light cyan, to make this a metal. Whoops, let me throw this onto multiply. All these need to be set to multiply. Okay. And then I'm gonna, at any rate. And so you'd be surprised, like this, yeah, it's blue, but it looks like metal when you get into it. Because what I'm gonna do is then I can highlight by removing some of it and calling this my highlights, because that's where the white is, right? It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Here's a fun one. This is what I love. I love doing red, because here I'm gonna let's up my brush size. I love doing red because I start here with magenta, and this feels like friggin' magic to me. So doing red, we start here with the magenta, we jump over to like full magenta, 100%. I grab the yellow, and then as I put in just then straight yellow, it turns it red. And it just, I don't know, it always feels like magic to me. Like this shouldn't work, right? Like this shouldn't be how this works. Like, oh, I love color. Yep. All right, so if I just throw magenta and yellow together, boom, I've got red. I don't know. That's just one of the coolest things to me. And the thing about it, so conversely, well, how do I do brown? So brown, I'm going to do full yellow. And once I get all my yellow in here, because we're going to say, okay, this is a wood, right? This is a wood texture. But I'm going to do less red. It's just not as red. Basically, the dot patterns are not as dense. And now, I've got brown. Like, that's why I love CMYK so much. Like, it's just the same two colors, magenta and yellow, just at different densities. And it can get the same, I can get two different feeling of two different colors. And if and this is what I love, if I want it to be like do I want it to be a dark brown or I want to throw it in shadow? I'm going to grab cyan and throw my cyan in here. Let's do a little bit deeper. And now I've got a dark brown for the shadow. And then if I want to do a little bit deeper, maybe I want this area to be, let's go 70%. I'm going to do that under here and right here. And that's like a shadow. Also another little shadow. Yeah, color theory. There's a really great YouTube channel that does color theory stuff. I have not flipped my canvas in a minute. Oof. Uh-oh. Oof, that's looking really weird. This is a problem. This is what I talk about, why you're supposed to flip your canvas fairly often. Because looking at this now, this looks really weird. Like his head looks too pushed in one direction. Right? Like his head looks way like it's like it's leaning in that direction. Is it just the hat? I gotta stock up on good Sharpies for my next game, because right now it's all orange, red, and yellow. What's wrong with those colors? Alright. We are just going to see, now I see it in his nose. See, his nose is the wrong. Okay. Y'all ready for what we're gonna do next? We're gonna fix some shit. This is our color layer, our color folder. Because I can't let this stand. If I look at this, I'm gonna have to go through. I'm gonna turn this down, throw in a new layer. We are going to paint. We're just gonna do this with ink. So it's like, I like this, right? This is still good. We want to bring the nose forward. Alright, I think maybe this isn't as bad of a situation as I thought. I think it just needed that nose to be fixed a bit. There is a layer mask below. Do you want to apply the layer mask before merging? Hold. What does hold mean? Okay. Okay. I think it was just the nose that was off. Like the nose was too flat in. Why, thank you very much, Midnight Tavern. Hello there. Okay, we didn't have to do too much correction. But I think it goes to show you why you do want to flip your canvas. Is because before that, I was like, what is happening? And we were able to correct the nose, which I think helped with that weird kind of like... Because again, like it looked like it was being pushed in that direction. And I think because the way his nose was pushed in, had this weird like flattening effect. So what happened to TikTok Live? I used to work in the casino slot industry. I was an animator for a company, and a friend of mine sent me a link to a YouTube video of someone playing a game that we had worked on. And they're like, hey, they really liked this animation you worked on. So I pulled it up, I put it on live, and I was skipping through the video, playing this person playing a slot machine on YouTube. Got to the part where they're like, wow, this thing's really beautiful. And I'm like, wow, that's, feels great. You can watch it on TikTok, or sorry, on Twitch. You can see the whole thing. It's probably like 5 minutes of time. And that was enough time for TikTok to be like, you are showing gambling and promoting gambling. Boom. And they gave me a warning. It said it was banned for until the November 3rd. And then I saw another thing that was like, your live has been revoked. So I'm like, okay. I don't know if it'll come back. If it does, whatever. I'm not too upset. It's not a crucial part of everything. It is what it is. I'll survive. I still have Twitch, and I've messed around with YouTube Live, so it's still also an option I'm considering. I can always simulcast eventually between Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, I think I may still... This probably will still get finished up off stream. Because I got about 15 minutes and I haven't even gotten into a lot of the stuff yet. But that's okay. I think he's got a yellowish beard. It might be a brownish. Go away. Yeah, it's like, so I've got this yellow beard. If I want to make it brown, I'll just throw some magenta in here. Congratulations, you've got a brown beard. Might be too brown. Light brown beard. Yeah. And like even the skin tone, I'm gonna probably come in and add, because it's like a 20% magenta or something like that. I'm gonna add just a hint of yellow. So he's not like ridiculously almost pink looking. Make it look like he has a little bit of sun. Because the Skull Company patch idea, the shape of the Karnath livery, the shield bit, but replace the wolf with a red skull. Okay. That's what I was trying to remember. Is all of this nonsense. Whoop. Always got to keep your references up, gang. I don't know which is. It still seems like Twitch is the strongest live platform, from what I can tell. Because it seems like most people do that. Like they'll throw everything up on YouTube after they've done it on Twitch and make shorts and all that kind of stuff. Here's something that I've also been kicking around, would be live streaming me developing the color of everything. Because I have ideas for that. But it's just, ugh. The biggest response to things I got has actually been the, that hand study and talking about, like, doing that kind of stuff. Like, people that I would not expect responded to that one with how they liked it. And I was like, oh, okay. But as a friend pointed out, I was like, yeah, because you were doing hands. Because they're one of the hardest things. Hey, Shades! Oh, red and white. Did I miss that? Red and white stripes. Okay, is the stripes? We'll talk about. I mean, because that's easy enough to do. And now, if he's got a blonde beard, I do want to come back through. We're gonna pull. Back on that. So we can get that blonde in there, but what I can do is add shadow. The shadow. Boom. Yeah. So this is what's nice sometimes about having the person you're doing the stuff for on stream. They just go, nope, you have failed. You have failed my idea. You're bad and you should feel bad. But yeah, we'll talk about the stripes because I need to know if you're looking for like horizontal stripes, just a band, that kind of thing. Yeah, so let's go through, and what we're gonna throw in some of our shady stuff. This is what I like to come back through sometimes, depending on the project, and do this gray, not gray, but the black. Yeah, black dots. Just kind of help with the shading. I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, quiet down. That's the one thing. For some reason, when it gets into color, I quiet way down, don't I? I don't know if it's just like my brain just like, okay, I gotta concentrate. Everyone shut up. I gotta concentrate. Ah! What just happened? Oh. The opacity got turned all the way down. Red and white stripes. Because I'm gonna follow, at least for right now, we'll follow the shut up, I'm coloring. So one thing I'll do is this, so where I'm getting like, I probably should have gotten rid of this altogether. Hello? Why is this not working? So what I'm trying to, there we go. My goodness. Is grab these areas where I dropped in kind of like a rim light. We're gonna go ahead and hit that as well. We are definitely vibing out right now. If you weren't here for the vibes before, you're here for the vibes now. Sorry, I just want to add that. We're gonna figure out. Man, we'll just leave the rim light like that. Oh, we're 5 minutes past 2. We actually hit a really good spot. What we're gonna do, because I don't know what Shades was talking about necessarily with the white stripes. You know, like the band. But that's okay. What I'll do, save it. We duplicate the layer. And so I'm going to have multiple... ooh, that's good too. Ooh. What do you think of that? The doubling of the... I definitely like the... Ooh, I may like that. We'll figure it out. But what I'm going to do is, because I don't know if the stripes, how the stripes were meant to look. And if I look at the reference, there's this big stripe along the bottom. Sorry, this thing popped up. I love everybody dogging on this dumb, hey, don't you wish you could have an AI dungeon master? Oh my god, the comments. And it's like, I have nothing to add other than what everybody else is saying. It's so good. So the other way I could do stripes is like this. Because that's stripes. So I'll send both of these versions over to Shade to see which one they like. But hey, that's not too bad. A little over 9 minutes over. And I got the color done. Like I was saying, the color on this stuff is tends not to be as difficult, which is nice. Ugh. Let's end it right there. Yeah, we did it. We're cool. We're ending up the stream there with the color and one hopefully other commission close-ish to done. And then we will get approvals, do some last minute touches on this one, and then move on to the next one. I think the next one is actually going to be pretty involved. It is a Warhammer thing, and I'm this one's going to push me unlike anything else, because I'm working on trying to do armor like that. So we'll see. All right. Thank you all to everybody who came to hang out. We had a great time by the campfire doing some character portraits and chatting and talking about life and Halloween and all that good stuff. We will see you all. This is Friday, so Monday. No, not even Monday. Tuesday. We'll be back Tuesday. Tuesday, same campfire channel. Same campfire time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you there. Have a good night. A good day. Have a good day. It's daytime, not night.